you need to know. Back at 1013. Today this is going to focus on file in directory permission. Okay guys, so let's open our Termux section. Okay, so let me list everything that is in this section. So I will open my home directory. This is my home directory, guys. So I will open the 1013 directory. This is the place we're going to learn about the permission in Termux. Okay, so I will open the 1013 directory. Okay guys, as you see, we're in 1013 directory. So let me list what is inside. As you see guys, we have nothing in this directory. Okay, so I'm going to create a touch. I'm going to create a .txt text. Okay, using touch. I will learn about how to create file in directory in Termux. If you didn't watch my video, you can go back and watch that video. Okay, it will help you in your hacking series. Okay, so now let me list everything that is in home. As you see guys, we have hello.txt text on, so I'm going to make a directory. Okay, using the make directory. I will name it world. Okay, and let me list it in a human readable format so that you understand it easily. Okay, so I listed in a human readable format. Okay, if you didn't watch my previous video about doing all this guys, you can go back to watch my previous, I think is hash number 2. It's talking about this one. Okay, so now guys, let's see, we have the total right there. Okay, and we have the user, we have the permission, and we have the user, the owner of this. Okay, and we have the group right there. We have the group right there, and we have the size of the file, and we have the month, and we have the date, and we have the time, and the name of the file or the directory. Okay, so guys, now let me clear this one. Okay, so now guys, let's learn about the permission, the purpose of this series. Okay, so I will open this. Okay guys, if you want to understand, because when it's coming to permission guys, this thing is hard to understand, but today I will try to make you understand about this thing. Okay, let me start about so now let's say we're dealing with the text file. Okay, as you see guys, now we have 3 columns. Okay, we have read, write, and execute. Okay, so this thing is set into 3 columns. Okay, as you see, we have the first column for a user, the owner of this file. Okay, we have the other 3 columns for the user, and we have other 3 columns for others. Okay, let me open the tab that I was created. Okay, as you see guys, we have 3 columns here. We have U. The U code is for user, and we have G is for group, and we have O for others. Okay, let me modify this hello.txt text. Okay, and let me copy it to Termux. Okay guys, so now we learn about this thing. Okay, so we have the first column for the user, and we have others we have another column for group and others. Okay guys, let me explain about the group. Let's say if you're dealing with the file, it will leave with a blank in the first way. Okay, as you see, we have the dash. Okay, if you see a dash, so that means you are dealing with a text or any type of a file. But if you see a D in the first line of a first column right there, okay, you will see that you're dealing with a directory, not a text file or any type of a text file, but you will dealing with any file. Okay, with any directory. So okay, now we have sorry guys. Okay. Yeah guys, we have R. R is for read, and W means write, and X means execute. Okay. Okay, those things are sorted into three. The group have that permission, the user have that permission, and the group have that permission, other have that permission. Let me open the section. Let me open the table. As we see, guys, this thing is sorted into three. The user have the permission to read, write, and execute, and the group have the permission to read, write, and execute, and the others have permission to read, write, and execute. As we see, U means user, and so on and etc. So now, guys, let's give a permission here. Okay, let's give a permission. Okay, let me just go back once. Okay, as you see, guys, U is for user, G is for group, and O is for others, and R means read, W means write, and X means execute. Okay, so guys, this is the shape. This is how the permission works, okay, in Termux or Linux, even called Linux. So let me go back in Termux. Okay, so now let's give permissions. Okay, so first we have to know the tool we're going to use to give the permission to Termux to a text file or a directory. Okay, so we can first sorry guys, let me just cancel again. So first let's see what is this tool can do. Okay, by typing what is chmod. As you see, able to change file or change file mode bits. Even you can change file permissions too. So let me clear this one. Okay, so now let's start to give permission to a hello.txt file. Okay. Okay, so I can say chmod. So let's say I want to give a permission to a user. So a user, remember, is you. Okay, so I can say chmod you, because I want to give a permission to a user. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, let's say I want to give a permission to you. So U is for user. I want to give a permission for a user. I want to give it a permission to read and write and execute this file. Okay, so I can say chmod you. So now guys, we're giving a permission, so we're going to use plus or equals. So you can choose between those two, but I will choose plus for now, so it will be easy for you to understand. So I can say chmod u plus read, write, and execute, because I'm giving a user the permission to read and write and execute this file. So specified by the file, so that the file is hello.txt text and hit enter. So let's see that we give a permission to this text file. As you see, guys, the user now have permission. Sorry, let me just as you see, guys, the user have a permission to read and write and execute this file. Okay, so this is how you give a permission into a text file or a directory. Okay, but if you giving into a directory, you have to specify by / at the end of the name of the directory giving a permission to, because you are dealing with a directory, not a text file. Okay, so now let's say I want to give a permission to a group. Okay, so now I'm going to give a permission to a group. So I can say chmod G. Okay, let's go back. So now we give a permission to a group. Okay, so I can say chmod G. Okay, you can say equals if you want, but I love to use plus, so I can go back and say plus. I want to give it a permission to read and write and execute. We can give a group a permission to read or write, even execute. Okay, it's up to you which permission you want to give. Okay, so I'm going to specify by the name of the text file. Okay, so it's hello.txt file. So let me see that the file was created. As you see now, the group have permission to read and write and execute this file. Okay, guys, so now the group have permission to read and write and execute this file. So let's say I want to give a permission to others. If I'm giving a permission to others, because I'm giving a permission to everyone. Okay, everyone around this world can have a permission to do anything with this file. If I give me a permission to read and write and execute this file, okay. Okay guys, so I can say chmod. So now I'm giving a permission to others. So let's say I give a permission to read, write and execute to all of those group, user group and others. So I want to give them all the permission to read and write and execute. So I can say UGO, so that is user group and others, permission to read and write and execute. Okay, I'm giving them the permission at the same time. Okay, all the permission at the same time. So let's list it and see. As you see, everyone have a permission to read and write and execute this file. Okay, so if I'm talking about the others, I'm talking about anyone in this world can have permission to do anything with this file. Okay, even the hackers, black hackers, they can have a permission to read and write and execute this file. Okay, so but guys, there's something that I forgot to show you. You can use a means all. Okay, you won't gonna just type U, G and O. You can just type a means all. If you just say chmod a plus read and write and execute, you're giving a permission to user group and others at the same time. Okay, without typing U, G, O. Okay, so you can say O, so A is for all. Okay, so now if you say A, you're giving a permission to everyone. Okay, so now guys, we learn about giving a permission to a file and a directory. You can do the same thing to in a directory. Okay, so now guys, we learn about this one. So don't forget guys, we have read, write and execute. Okay, don't get confused about this one. Okay, so now guys, let's learn about removing a permission. Okay, now we're going to focus on removing a permission into a load.txt file or a directory. Okay, so now we're going to use minus, not plus, because now we're removing permission. Okay, so let me just type. Okay, sorry guys, let me just remove. Okay, so now let's say I want to remove a permission to others, so I can say chmod o minus, because I'm removing a permission. I'm removing permission to read and write and execute this file. So I'm removing a permission for others, so the others now, they don't have a permission to do anything with this file. As you see, only user and the group, they have a permission to read and write and execute this file. But the others now, they don't have it. They no longer have a permission to do anything with this file. But the only group, the user and the group, they have a permission to read and write and execute this file now. Okay, so now we learn about removing a permission. So let's say I want to remove a permission to others in the group, the permission to write and execute. I can say chmod user and group specified by minus permission to write and execute. So I can say W and R and X, specified by the file. So the file is a load.txt text and hit end. So let's list it now. As you see guys, now the user and the group, they only have a permission to read only this file. They don't have a permission to write or execute this file anymore. They only have a permission to read only. Okay, so guys, this is how you remove permission. You remove a permission in Termux or Linux, even Kali Linux. Okay, so now don't forget guys, if you adding a permission using plus or equals, but if you're removing a permission, you're going to use minus. So you're going to use chmod. Let's say I want to give a group or like a user the permission to add a permission. So I can say chmod. Let me say chmod u plus or equals to give a permission. Okay, if I want to remove a permission, so I can say chmod user minus, I will remove a permission. Okay, so this is how the permission works, guys. So now, guys, let me give a permission. So let me give a permission to everyone, okay, to all, by using chmod a plus read and write and execute this file. Okay, and hit enter. Oh guys, sorry, I made a mistake right there. I just typed chmod 2 times. Okay, let me fix that. Just a second. Okay, and we done now, guys. So let's okay, sorry. Let me list it in a human readable format. Okay, as you see, guys, now by typing chmod a plus read and write and execute, I give to all the permission to do anything with this file. So now, guys, this is how you give a permission, okay, by the symbolic method. Okay, guys, we learn about the symbolic method. Okay, so now let's learn about the octal mode. Okay, so like you have to choose between the two, which one you want to use in your daily basis. Okay, in your working career. So now I'm going to show you how to use the octal mode. Okay, so for user, and G for group, and O for others, and A for all. Okay, so now we're going to use numbers. Okay, this is how the octal mode works. Okay, we're using the numbers. Like, let me explain. Like in example, we have 4, 2 and 1. Like 4 is R, W is 2, and X is 1. Okay, let me just open the table again. As you see, we have R, W, and X to user, group, and others. So R is 4, W is 2, and X is 1. Okay, so if I want to give a permission to read and write execute, the user can say 4 plus 2 plus 1 equals to 8. So I'm giving the permission to read and write and execute this. Okay, so let me go back in Termux again. So remember guys, R is equals to 4. R is equals to 4, and W is equals to 2, and X is equals to 1. So this is how the octal mode works. Okay, so R is 4, W is 2, and X is 1. So let me clear this one, guys. So let's say I want to give the hello.txt text the permission to read. So I can say chmod 4. So remember, 4 is read. So I'm giving the permission for the user, the group, and the others the permission to read, and to read. Okay, so now let's type it, okay, in our Termux section. Okay, so I can say chmod 4 specified by the file. The file is hello.txt. Okay, so let's see that we made our, okay, as you see, our permission are still the same. Okay, nothing's changed, because I was just showing you for example. If I want to give a permission to read, so I can say 4. Okay, so now let's say I want to give the group, the user, and other the permission to read and write only. So I can say chmod 4 plus 2 is 6, and another 4 plus 2 is 6. 4 plus 2 is 6. So I can say 6 specified by the file. The file is hello.txt, and hit end. Okay, so this is how the octal mode works. Okay, So let me just say hello.txt and see the changes, okay, and let me list them and hit enter. As you see now, we have the permission to read and write, and permission to read and write for a group, and the permission for others to read and write. So guys, this is how you change the permission using the auto mode, okay. So you have to choose which one is the best for you, the symbolic mode or the auto mode, okay. So now let's say I want to give a permission. Let's say I want to give the user the permission to read and write and execute, but I want to give the user and the others the permission to read and write, but the group have a permission to do anything. So I can say ch mode. I can say 4 in group. I can say 4 plus 2 plus 1. So that means it's 7. Okay. So I can say 6 7 6 specified by the file. The file is hello.txt and hit enter. The group will have a permission to do anything with this file, but the others, they won't gonna have a permission to execute, but they will have a permission to read only. So I can say chmod 6 7 6 and specified by the hello.txt and say .txt, sorry, txt and hit enter. And okay, let me come back here. Okay, you see, so we can say 4 plus 2 plus 1 7. Okay, so I can say that is 6 in the group is, so we're going to use 7 and the other going to use 6, so that means will be 6 7 6. Okay, so let's go back in our Termux section, okay, and complete that task and hit enter, and let's list it in a human readable format. As you see now, the user have a permission to read and write, but the group have a permission to read, write and execute, and the others, they have a permission to read and write. So that means the group have permission to do anything, but the user don't have a permission to do anything. So this is how the permission works, guys. Okay, so let's say ch mode. Okay, so as you see, guys, you have to multiply. Okay, so I can say, okay, let me come back again here. Okay, so I can say 7 7 7 if I want to give the permission to read and write and execute to everyone. Okay, so that means now I give the permission, the group, the user, the group and other permission to read and write and execute by typing 7 7 7. So it was 4 plus 2 plus 1, 4 plus 2 plus 1, 4 plus 2 plus 1, so that is 7 7 7 7. So all of them, they have a permission to read and write and execute by typing 7 7 7. Okay, so this is how you change the permission using the auto mode. Okay, so I think, guys, we learn about how to change a permission and to remove a permission in Termux. Okay, you can do the same thing in Linux too, in Termux. Okay, so now let's say I want to, okay, let's say chmod 711. okay, I'm giving them the permission. I give the group the permission to read and write and execute, but I giving the user, the group and others permission to execute only. Okay, the user only have permission to do anything, but the group and the others, they have only permission to execute that. You see, so let's hit enter and see that is totally worked. Okay, because remember, 1 is x. Okay, so as you see, the user have a permission to read, write and execute, but the group and the others, they only have a permission to execute only. They don't have a permission to read or write. They only have a permission to execute by the command, by typing chmod 7111. Okay, so let's say chmod 7444. Okay, now I'm giving them the permission to, I give the user the permission to read and write and execute, but I'm giving the user the permission to read only, and giving the group the permission to read on, and the other the permission to read only. Okay, so this is how you change the permission in Termux. Okay, so guys, I think now we learn about how to create section, how to make permission, okay, how to add permission and how to remove permission in Termux. Okay, so now let's say, okay, now let me, okay, okay, I forgot to add the permission in a directory. Okay, so now let me add the permission in a directory. Okay, so now if we're dealing with a directory, guys, as you see right there, we have D, okay, instead of a dash. So that means we are dealing with a directory. So if you are doing a directory, you have to specify that you're dealing with directory at the end of your the world.txt. Sorry, at the end of the world. Okay, so I can say chmod. I can say I want to give a permission for read. Sorry. Let me just think. Okay, I want to give a permission to read and not to execute the user, and others I want to give him the permission to read only. Okay, so I can say chmod 744 specified by the world, and at the end I put / and hit enter. Okay, so now by putting / it shows that I'm dealing with the directory, not a file. Okay, so now let's list it and see. As you see, guys, now the world directory, it have a permission. The user have a permission to read and write and execute, while the user, the group, and the user have permission to read and write and execute. The group and others, they only have permission to write, and the others have permission to write. So this is how you give a permission, okay, in a directory. Okay, so guys, so I think that's all for now, guys. So thank you for watching my video. I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment if there's something that you don't understand. See you next time.